Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the chat down. We haven't got a guest again, but we're actually prepared this time. How have you been, Fraser, first and foremost? How are you enjoying football? Not Euros at the moment.
Loving it. Yeah.
What do you think about Tuesday?
Can't wait. We're going to thrash Germany.
We're
going to smash them.
I'm proper nervous, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I've told you, but we were watching I think it was, who were playing now? It was either Holland it was Holland. Holland and other day. Holland were playing in group stages. And Naz's friend come up to me and he says, I'm going to put a bet on. So, like, put 3-0 on. Put 3-0 on for Holland to win. Watching the game, she's upstairs at this point, I'm downstairs watching the game. It finishes 3-0. I go upstairs. Oh, did you listen to me and put a bet on? I put a bet on, mate, but I put it on for 2-0.
What a dick.
So my prediction for the whole tournament is Italy, England in final, and Italy are going to win 2-1. What do you think?
Oh dear. No, I could. It depends. If we get through Germany, I don't think there's anybody there that can beat us. I'm looking at that the way we're going through and stuff, and the teams that we've got after Germany, and I think we can go the whole way.
Yeah, I think
2-0 to England.
I still think every team in the Euros currently could beat us, but the game's a game. So today what I've done is I've done a list of different topics, etc. that I want to bring up, talk about, and just see if we can get a little bit of structure of it. Obviously, that's it really. We'll just go on to things and talk about stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
So where do you want to start? Shall we? I've give you the list. So if we start with
the trouble is, I haven't got the list in front of me. So what I'd like you to do is just you decide where we go, really.
I think first thing I'm going to start off with is obviously, TikTok is taking over my life.
Thank God for that, because I'm obsessed. I can't go to sleep without watching TikTok.
Oh no, mate! I don't mean watching TikTok.
You're doing it.
Making TikToks.
Yeah, well, both from different angles. I'm just obsessed with watching rubbish.
Oh, I don't know why it started. I was sat at home and I was watching like just scrolling through as you do, and all of a sudden one popped up and I thought I could do that. I've done a couple before, like gaming ones and stuff. But then I did one where two little people had into the house. If we could, if we put Connor, if you can put that in.
What would you do?
Dad, I got this. If we broke in your house.
But basically, once I'd done that, I got stuck, man, and I'm like, oh, I need more, and I'm itching for more. So then I made another one, and they're so funny. You need to check. You honestly, mate, you're on it.
Yeah.
The one I did with you at work.
I was told by somebody at work, not mentioning names. Oh, I wanted to let them do that. Oh, what were people going to say? They're going to know it's a joke.
Yeah, it's
not
just hilarious.
Just take things down a notch. I
also need to say as well, for people that are visually watching, if you see me twitching constantly with my nose, my hay fever's been going absolutely mental, and I feel like I've constantly got something here. So apologies, but you've got to deal with it. So it's tough. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm getting right into it at the moment. I'm gonna record and release a few more stuff on there.
We need to do some together. We do need to do more together, because I'm always willing to do stuff, as you know.
Definitely, man. We'll get some done.
Yeah, sweet.
Obviously, that was just a quick little jump in. I'm thinking one of the things that I really want to talk about is I'll give you a little backstory as well, and apologies to you, Connor, because I am going to ask you to put 2 photos in now. So basically, the photos that have just been on screen are showing an oversized lady, and then at the side of that, there's all these hate comments from social media, and I just wanted because I've been involved in social media like since I was a kid, and you're kind of new to the social
Yeah,
media side of
yeah.
things. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think social media is a negative place? Obviously, stuff like that, what we've just shown, is very negative, is very degrading for people. I am going to jump in and speak a little bit more about what I think on that matter exactly.
Yeah.
But I just want to know what your opinion is on what you think. Do you think it's a toxic place? Do you think it's a great place?
I think it's divided. I think that there's so much good stuff on social media that can build people up and really build their characters and self-esteem and go through problems and help people. And then on the other side, it's an evil place where, like you said, a big woman getting insulted because she's big. People going about races and sexism and all the horrible things that we really, in this day and age, shouldn't be contending with. I don't think there's enough policing on social media for people to get away with saying things that they do. I just think that these horrible people should be banned from being on social media. I don't think there's a place in this world where negativity rules. How many people have lost lives to having the name slandered, the personality slandered, the ties, the race? It's just really, really horrible thing. If you can't turn up something nice, why say not just say anything at all? Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on there, where it is two-sided. There is a very, very positive side to social media. For example, what we're doing, we're speaking to people through the power of social media, where we're expressing our feelings through the power of social media. I do believe that a lot of these people that are out there, internet trolling and cyberbullying people, part of me feels sorry for them, because I know that, well, I think that if something must be happening that's not very nice in their life to feel like they have to make another person feel the way that they are.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just, I've realized that, especially this year, that it's so easy to just open up and talk to somebody. I mean, and if you are one of these people that are going out there and you're slandering people online, and you're shaming them for the body weight, or you're shaming them for the religion, or whatever you're doing, speak to someone, man. If you've got something on your mind, talk to them. But I don't know how old that picture is, what we've just shown. But I was watching someone's live the other day on TikTok again, and the same thing were happening. Bearing in mind, like, the person was not even like a big person.
Yeah.
But they were just, and I don't get why all they could say was, "Oh, you're fat." This, if. Also, I'm not even going to repeat half of stuff they said, mate, because
The thing is,
I don't want to give people power.
The things that they're saying, it's like calling me big. I know I'm big.
Yeah.
That's me. And they can call me names, but I already know what I am. I don't need somebody to affirm that I'm overweight, because I know. And I won't read stuff like that.
I agree.
If something comes up, I'm just going to blank it completely. I'm not going to rise to the bait, because the moment that you do, they're winning their fight. If you ignore them, well, they've got nothing to bite on, have they?
No, it's true.
They're waiting for you to get upset, to react, so they can react to you again, and the cycle goes on.
Yeah, that is 100%. I mean, you see it all the time. When I were on this live and it were happening, I said to the person in the live stream, look, don't stop biting, because every time you are biting, you're giving them the reaction that they're here looking for.
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
when you doing that, they're going to continue because it's like you're feeding a hungry person. You're constantly giving them what they want.
Yeah, that's right.
But on the other hand, with social media as well, like another thing that I really, really dislike about social media, and a lot of reality TV shows, to be fair, in that matter, is they all portray this perfect image of what a person should look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, where for the females, it should be all super slim, supermodel looking, nice,
Long,
beautiful
long hair.
hair, yeah,
Yeah,
full of makeup, beautiful
yeah.
tans. You sit there and you think, as a man, I do not care. I do not give a shit what people think of me. I never have done.
Yeah.
I am who I am. You know, the reason I've got so many tattoos is because I'm pale as shit, man, and now I've got a bit of colour to my skin. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but there's a lot of people out there that don't have high self-esteems and that do get themselves into states of depression because they're looking at these things and they're looking at these Instagram models and these reality TV shows,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
don't feel like they're beautiful because they don't look like them. And then a lot of them end up poorly because they're starving themselves. They're not,
Yeah,
the
that's
mental
right.
health's not going very well. And ultimately, a lot of it does lead to suicide or
Yeah,
self-harming.
yeah.
And it sickens me in this day and age that we still have this going on. I mean,
It's
the
so
internet is a
shallow.
powerful thing,
Yeah,
and it probably will not die down for a long time
yeah, if at
because
all. There was a program and it was on about supermodels, and they took photographs of these for supermodels, and then they airbrushed them and they did all this stuff. And by the time the photograph had finished, they looked completely different to the photograph they'd taken. Even though these supermodels are absolutely stunning and pretty, they were still making the skin perfect, making the boobs bigger, making the waist smaller, uh, making the hair shinier. So by the time the photograph was edited, it wasn't a representation of who the people were. So even the beautiful people still aren't as beautiful as I want them to be. That they've got to do these things just make them perfect.
yeah, no,
And
I
there's
agree.
nobody in this world perfect.
And I think that's the beauty of people. I mean, if everyone tries to, doesn't, I don't know, it just pisses me off. But there is people out there that are pushing the positivity of that people don't have to look like that. I mean, we
Yeah,
know a lass called Belinda who's she's an XL model for
yeah,
JD, Pretty Little Things, and she's absolutely smashing it. And to
yeah,
me, that's really powerful because she's showing a lot of people that you don't have to be these supermodel looking people to succeed. I
yeah,
mean, you see a lot of musicians that are trying to make it and they're very good.
yeah,
And deep down, we all know it's because they don't have the looks.
yeah,
And
yeah.
as sad as that is the reality of how things work. If you don't look like that poster child, then you're not.
You're not going to
Unfortunately,
do it.
these idiots aren't going to do what about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
There
think
was a
it's wrong.
footballer years ago, Scott. They played for Manchester United. I think his name was Luke Chadwick. I'm sure that was his name. And
Yeah.
he had acne. And he played for Manchester United. He was a fantastic footballer. And his career went downhill because comedy programs was taking the mickey out of him. And papers were doing the same. And he couldn't cope with the pressure of it all. And it ended his career because they were constantly picking on him. And it was just because he got a skin complaint. What is the world coming to when a football can't play football?
Well,
This
the
is
world
like
ain't
acne.
coming to anything. It's always
Yeah,
been like this.
yeah,
It's always been like this. The only difference is now because of social media, it's magnified. Like you can see it, the media and such, like general media, social media. You know, it magnifies everything that's already been going on in the world to a
yeah.
bigger level, and now everybody's seeing it. But you'd think now that everybody's seeing it, that the change is made. Whereas in my eyes, I don't see many things. I was on TikTok the other day. I'm sorry to talk about TikTok, but it's my life.
Well, it's
Right.
part of it, isn't it?
And a guy put up a post saying, it was a black man, and he
Yeah.
put up a post saying, "Do all white people hate him?"
Yeah.
And I recorded a response to it, put it on TikTok. It pisses me off that people even have to think that anymore, because we live in a society full of people that can make changes and nothing's clearly happening.
Yeah.
But racism is, I mean, obviously, you know yourself, racism is one thing I do not fuck with. I hate
I don't.
racist
No,
people.
not at all.
If you're racist, get out my face, because I'll punch the fucker off. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
I'm quite hyped up about it today. I've got a few things I want to talk about, and obviously I'm a bit ready to take someone's head off. But nah, you're a racist person. I don't want to know you. Simple as that.
Yeah.
That want nothing to do with you.
Do you know there's one thing different between us, black people, Pakistani, Indian, whatever race you're from? There's one thing different, and that's the pigment in our skin. Everything else, every organ's the same, the brain's the same, the way we think's the same, and it's a ridiculous thing in 2021 that we're still on about racism.
Yeah, it is. It's the fact it shouldn't even be a topic anymore.
No, it shouldn't. Not at all.
And I will be honest, both of us have just been guilty of the problem. Both of us, without realising, have just been guilty of the problem of where racism comes from these days.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing, if something happens between two different races, is one thing is said that we have both just said without realising.
Yeah, well.
Black man and a white man.
Yeah.
But in reality, what should be said is a man attacks another man.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen. The second you give that label, it becomes a racist thing for the media.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and we've both just thought it's easier to to do it because we've just done it. There's nothing wrong in saying that. But when you, for instance, when you're telling a story about an attack that's happened, as soon as you mention the race of them people, it becomes a racial attack all of a sudden.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's mad. Obviously, people will probably try argue it in comments. If you try argue it in comments on the podcast, and we'll have an argument about it. I'm happy for that. Yeah, I mean, anything else about that before I move on to the next one, or do you think that's?
Yeah, I think we've covered that. I just like to think that one day that we can live together without having to say racist things and people having to be racist. It's just a small-minded minority, and that's what it is. It's a minority.
We can live together, and we are living together.
We are living together.
It shouldn't be a question of whether different religions and races can live together. It should be a question of what do we do with the idiots that still think racism is acceptable in the 21st century. That's the real question. That's what should be getting answered by the politicians, by the media. What do we do with the racist scum that walk around this country and every other country on this planet every day? That's what should be asked, and that's what should be told.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
You know, we're only two people. We can't change it.
Yeah.
But we can speak about it.
Yeah, we can speak about it.
So, yeah, I mean, the next one, if you just join in, obviously you'll see at the side that it jumps from what topic we're talking about. I'm thinking one of the things I really want to talk to you about, because you're a religious person. You have a faith. And I don't. I got it right this time. I got it fucking right. I practiced that. But you have a faith and I don't.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of want to give an explanation on my beliefs and what I think. But first and foremost, I want you to explain to people, because not everybody understands what Christianity is. I sure as hell aren't going to sit here and say to you, I know what Christianity is. I know of it.
Yeah.
Can you explain what Christianity is to you? As a person. Yeah.
Christianity is sort of my blanket of safety. Before I was a Christian, my life was out of control. And you give your heart to your God. And it's a way of getting together. When I go to church, it's a lot of people going in the same direction. It's family, it's love, it's the way of life. It's a different lifestyle. When I first became a Christian, I was selfish, and I don't think you shouldn't be a selfish Christian. No, if you can help somebody, you help somebody. It's doing things that are right. It's doing things that are good for other people. It's always being there to give a helping hand to people that are desperate. It's knowing that there's a higher purpose that in my life that I'm going to work towards and get a better, turn myself into a better human being by reading my Bible and praying. Praying's a very important part of my life because some people pray and they don't think they're praying to anything, just to an empty space. I know when I pray that it's going to make a difference. You can pray about anything. It's just like talking to your best mate who's with you. Because the Holy Spirit's part of my life now. Wherever I go, the Holy Spirit's there. And it just makes me into a more rounded human being. Does that sort of answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think there is a way to answer that question.
Yeah.
It's what it means to you. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, obviously, as Fraser knows all this because we've had these conversations multiple times. To me, and I mentioned it in the last one, like I'm gonna call it a God because obviously I don't know what other word to call it. I don't know if you've got a bell. Is here.
Yeah.
My mind is the ultimate power in my life. Now, I have adopted other things from different walks of life that I do believe in. So one of the things I am strongly passionate about is symbolism. You see that I've got crosses on me. I believe that the cross is something that protects you from evil things in life. So I've got a cross on my finger, I've got a cross there from my brother and on there, and it's not to do with, I'm not religious, but I believe that symbol keeps you safe. And so far, since I've adopted that belief, it's true. It's true ever since. So when my son was born that I adopted that. Ever since then, my life has just gone up. I've just succeeded and done what I want to do. But I believe that. But then there's also the other side where I think, but that is because my mind is putting that in place for me.
I understand that.
As you know, Fraser, I've had a pretty shitty life. From being young, so every decision I've been wrote off so many times, and every decision that I have made was not because somebody was there helping me make it, or it's because I chose to make them decisions. So that's probably why I find it kind of hard to find a faith like yourself, because I believe that it's solely my responsibility.
I went through a lot of pain and suffering, and I sort of went towards Christianity, and then I veered away, and I came back, and I went away, and I came back, and I went away. I could feel something drawing me towards that, and at the time, I really didn't understand. And I do believe that everybody's got a time in their life where they're faced with the choice to be a Christian or not. And it took me a fair few years to decide. But when I did, the things that happened in my life was absolutely amazing. And you could say it was a power of mind, but I got off drugs within days of being a Christian. And it's an impossibility, but I had people praying for me. And it was a miracle. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. It was a miracle. And the things that I've seen since I've been a Christian can't be explained by science. It's just unreal, really. And it's to have that belief system that I know that I can make a difference. You know, where I live. You know, I've worked for homeless charities, feeding the homeless. We now look after people, and I think that's a calling from when I became a Christian. Because I shouldn't have this job. Because with the interview when I had it, I told them about everything: the drugs, the crime.
I
And I
am
was
going to
given a
disagree with
chance.
you there.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Fraser, because you've got the job because you're a caring person.
yeah,
Right? That is that's where my mindset comes into play with that type of thing. Like you
yeah,
have got that job because you are a caring person.
yeah.
Nobody's done that for you. You've done it.
I've done that, and I've
Yeah,
put myself out there.
and
You
that's
know
what I'm
that
saying.
I've got my heart on my sleeve, and I've got to be honest. I didn't used to be like that. I was not a very emotional person. It's
No.
only since becoming a Christian and getting married and having children that I've become a more emotional person. I get emotional over really strange things as well, and we won't go into that though. And I'm emotional about you. I'm actually connected to you now, and we can do great things.
Yeah, I would say that is one of the things that I lack, is emotions in that sense. My family laugh at me because I don't cry. Very
Yeah,
rare that I don't cry at funerals. I don't cry when something bad happens. But that's not because I don't feel it. That's just because I've learned over the years how to deal with things in a way that not many people actually understand.
yeah,
Um, you know, I'm a very good person at thriving in loneliness.
yeah,
That sounds so depressing, and I apologize for anyone that is going through anything like that. I really do. But I thrive in that situation. What we're doing right now has come from my loneliness.
yeah,
This would have never been a thought if I wasn't on my own at home, feeling lonely and a bit like, oh shit, what am I gonna do?
yeah,
But that's what it does for me. Um, I like to use. So one of the things that I'm a big believer in is no matter whether it's positive or negative or anything that's going on in your life, it is set there as something for you to learn from.
yeah,
So I mean, yourself, you went. Me and you both gone through drug problems,
yeah,
but yet me and you will both sit there and say comfortably, I'm glad I went through that because now I might be able to either stop my kids going through that
yeah.
or
Or
someone
someone
else
else.
going through that.
Absolutely.
And that to me is so
Actually,
powerful.
I've actually been thinking about why I did take drugs in the first place, and sometimes I think it was to fill a hole inside myself. Something was missing, and that fitted in place, and it sort of took that emptiness out of my life, and it completed my life for that period of my life. And then when it went, Christianity filled that place. So I went from something that was a destructive thing that was killing me to something that's given me life and given me
Yeah,
hope. I think that's a great thing, that I've got a hope in things.
different situations. I think that'd be really interesting,
I think
especially
that'd be
for
really good.
it would, especially for the little journey that I'm trying to take myself on at the moment about learning a little bit about everything.
Yeah,
But I mean, again, I do want to get into that a little bit more with you at some point, but we will do
yeah,
that one week when we don't have a guest. Another thing that I wanted to talk about. So the next topic that were on my mind at the time of writing this out was what are your opinions on spoiling kids? So kids being spoiled.
yeah. I, as a father, I didn't believe in spoiling my children. I did do nice things for them, and we went to the cinema, we went bowling, we did different things. But sometimes children have got to realise that they can't just get everything they ask for. They've got to understand that money doesn't work that way, and you can do things that don't cost money to have a good time with your children. You've got to use your imagination. You've got to do things outside the box sometimes. And what I found through my life with my children, the days when we've gone for a walk or gone for a bike ride and it's not cost anything, have been better than the days we've gone out and spent money.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I do find it hard sometimes to follow the morals myself.
Yeah. I'm not saying
But
that
I
I did it
believe,
all the time.
yeah,
There were
I believe
sometimes I did spoil them.
I think that bottles down to, obviously I didn't have everything as a kid.
Yeah.
My mum wasn't in a position to be able to give me stuff like that when I was younger. My
Yeah.
hair's doing my head in. But that is one of the things that I will honestly say that I am thankful for, that I was never a spoiled child.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give you a little example now. Is me and my sister were not spoiled. We're not spoiled at all. But yet we've always known how to fight for everything that we want.
Yeah.
She works as an optician now. I think she's doing she's doing something with an opticians anyway. Where they're going to send her to uni. They're going to do, she's smashing it. She makes a decent amount of money. But that's because she's always known how to fight for what she wants.
Yeah.
Because she's never had it handed to her. Same as me. Everything I have done from 15 years old until now, I have done through my own will and my own strength.
Yeah.
But that is because I've never had anything handed to me on a plate.
Yeah.
My brother, on the other hand, loveliest kid ever.
Yeah. He is.
But because he's had everything handed to him on a plate, pretty much all his childhood, now he's at 18 years old, he's stuck. So he's stuck at the time where he needs to not be stuck.
Yeah.
And he does not have a clue what to do, and what direction to take. And ultimately, as bad as it sounds, it is because he's been spoiled. If that kid had not been spoiled and he'd have been raised in a way where he had to earn what he got and work for it, then he'd probably be in a bigger position now and probably doing something really good with his life, because he has skills. He just doesn't know how to utilize them properly.
Yeah.
Both his parents have had to graft their asses off to get to where they are.
Yeah.
He has a different dad to me, and his dad's absolutely smashed life, but he's done it through hard work and graft.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know. It's a little bit of a sore subject to go into, but
yeah.
I mean, that's the best example I can give. Me and my sister are smashing life because we've not been spoiled.
Do you think because you've had to fight for the things that you've got, do you think you respect them more? Because I know for sure the things that I fought for over my life and I've won and I've got, I respect more than somebody coming up to me and saying, have this, have this, have this. I don't see any accomplishment in it. It's nice to get a gift and it's nice to be spoiled, taken out for a meal. But you get more satisfaction in life getting up and doing it.
I will say,
don't live on other people's experience. Make your own experiences.
Yeah,
and I do believe in that.
It doesn't always work like that.
No, it
my
doesn't.
my girlfriend was very much, in comparison to what I consider as struggling, she's had quite a decent life and she's been quite spoiled.
Yeah.
But yet she works her ass. She works way more than me. She works her ass off, and her morals are very correct. But she is a rare kind. Like, she's good with money. She's absolutely fantastic when it comes to going out and grafting and making sure she's got the right things in place for her progression. And ultimately supporting us as a family. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
But most, I mean, I know other people that have been spoiled that are horrible.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it straight up how it is, mate. They're fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And they believe the world owes them a favour. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Get off your ass, get a job. If you can't get a job, fuck off and join army.
Yeah.
There's always an option. There's always an
Yeah.
option.
But both of my sons, I'm so proud of because, yeah, we've given them a good life. They've had nice birthdays, nice Christmases. We've had holidays as family, but they've got to the age of 23, and they're both working. They're both Patrick's in Liverpool. Thomas still lives here, but he's got 2 jobs. If they want something, they save up for it, and it makes me so proud that I can see that we've raised 2 human beings that are able to stand on their own 2 feet. And I've watched these rubbish programs, Rich Kids Go Skint, and parties that cost the parents for a 6-year-old £100,000.
Have you seen them on YouTube?
Yeah.
That's where I got the idea of the topic from.
I watch it and I can feel myself getting angry. They bought him a little Lamborghini that costs £100,000. What 6-year-old needs £100,000 present? Do you know what? When I was a kid, it was the simple things I had that I got the most enjoyment out of. I got this game called Magic Robot. It was a box, and on one side, it had a thing where you twisted round and it asked a question, and then you put it on a mirror on the other side, and it span round and it pointed at the answer.
Yeah, I think
Hours of enjoyment.
Going on about when you were on about the appreciating what you've got and stuff. I mean, I can't say I don't live I live a very comfortable life now. But I have worked for it. One of the things that I find myself doing now is when it comes to my birthday or Christmas, I actually tell everyone not to get me out.
Yeah.
Like I message my mum, I message whoever normally gets me stuff, and I say I don't want out. Whatever you spend on me,
spend on the kids. Yeah.
Because realistically, I've fought that hard to be in a position where if I want something, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's same. She will always, make sure kids are sorted first. But yeah, I know. I mean, I know it's a short, little, quick topic but I was watching the same thing what you were on about the Rich Kids Go Skint on YouTube. About 2 days ago, I was watching it on YouTube, and I thought, hey, that's quite a good topic. That.
Yeah.
Right, before we get into the final topic that is kind of going to take the majority of the rest of the podcast, to be fair, I just want a quick little. I don't know if you saw, but I'd had a bit of a rant.
I did.
Facebook recently. And I've kind of sat back and looked at it since. And I don't like talking about things on here unless there is some type of something, unless there's something that somebody can learn from, especially when I'm speaking about it. I mean, so just to give anyone context, if you haven't seen that, is I had a rant on Facebook around the fact that I wasn't getting support from the people that I expected support from, like my family and that, and some very close friends. But I've come to realise through that, and I actually said it in the rant that I had, is all the people that support me are strangers, majority of them, or very old friends that I haven't spoke to for years.
Yeah.
Or the odd people that I've met past 2 years. That should actually mean more because they're people that don't necessarily need to be supportive of me, and they are. Yeah. I mean, the message I'll probably say to people through that is, if you're ever going through a situation like that, look at it and think, well, I might not be getting the support from the people that I expect it from, but at least I'm still getting the support. And then ask, is the reasons why you're not getting support off them people? I went on a madden, and I'll be honest, I went mental.
I think it's something really that you had to get off your chest.
yeah, I felt really shit. I was going through my followers, and like members of my family weren't on there, and friends that I've been friends with for forever weren't on there, and it's like I don't understand. Like, these people are supposed to be the ones that succeed and go far with this stuff. But I mean, to be honest, the response from the rant was pretty much all positive. You know, as the good friend of a good friend of the podcast, Keon, actually tried to ring me. I was working, so obviously I couldn't answer the phone, but you know, he spoke to me over message and stuff, and that's somebody that I consider as a role model. That is taking time out of their very busy schedule to contact me, whereas my own mother don't even do that. Now, obviously, I don't want to talk ill of my mother or whatever. We've sorted it all out, etc., and you know, all that shit. But that kind of hurts. Like, you know, I've spoke to her about the same situation. What I'm going to speak to you about now is the time when she was saying to you how proud she were of you and stuff. You know, and it made you feel brilliant, which, you know, I'm happy for. But then
I did feel bad as well after.
Yeah, and I'm sat there thinking, well, where the fuck? Why ain't she saying these things about her own son? I feel shit. I'm sat here now. She has said that to me now, but part of me wants to believe
it'd be
it.
nice if she'd have said it's you first.
But then part of me just thinks that it's because I've put the rant up. Do you know what I mean? I love my mum a bit. Don't get me wrong. You know, I won't be the person I am today if it weren't for people like my mum and dad, good and bad. The things that they did wrong, I do right. You know, and the things that they did right, I've learned from. No matter what, she's still my mum, and I love her to pieces for that. And if I know she'll be listening to this, and you know I love your mum, and it's just the way it is. I had to speak my mind. If I didn't speak my mind, I'd have lost my shit. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that and just get that out. Now it's out. I don't have to worry about it.
I've got to say, sometimes I don't do that. I don't do the rants. And sometimes I think it'd do my soul good if I did rant. I did a video on me ranting. I think it'd possibly change who I am. But I just don't feel comfortable. I'll rant to you, you know, and sometimes I feel like you're my ear, that I can say stuff that I won't say to other people. And it is, so it does get it off my chest, and it does make me feel better.
Yeah, I will say.
And sometimes you just say, just get on with it, Fraser. And probably right.
And I wish I'd have took that opinion myself. I wish I'd have sat there and thought about it myself. You know, I've got very few people in my life that have supported me since day one. And you know, I'm going to quickly give them a quick shout out on here because they deserve it. They've helped me get to where I am today. You know, one of them is being as editor. You know, without him, I'd have never continued this. Like, this is what I'm trying to say by support comes from people that you wouldn't expect it from. So I know he won't mind me saying, but me and him used to be friends. Me and Connor used to be friends a long time ago when I lived in Manchester, and then I moved away and come back to Leeds, and I've not spoke to them for a good 4 years. Now, this guy owed me nothing. Like, he didn't have to do what he did for me, but I was stuck with one recording, and he was the first person that shot up and was like, "I can help you do that." The first person. And I will be honest, I was like, what the I won't expect, because obviously, like, I'd not spoke to him in so long that I didn't expect it. But he has supported the chat down since that day onwards, and he's been on board with everything we've done. You know, so again, I know I shout him out a lot, but honest to God, people, like, I would not be able to do any of this without his support.
We wouldn't, not at all.
You would not be listening to this right now if it weren't for him. And when we start, obviously, making that dollar, it'll be very well looked after. I can promise you that. And another person I have to say has always supported me through this is my sister. My sister Leah, as she's been the one that's always pushed me to continue doing this. Keep going, if I said I didn't like that, she's like, it don't matter, I just change it next time. She always used to check out, she messaged me, I love that podcast this week. It was brilliant. From the beginning, from the very first one, she's always done it. She doesn't do it as much now, but then I have to look back and understand the fact that she's actually trying to progress in her life.
Yeah.
So, but she still checks up on me. She's one of the only people that congratulated me on getting a promotion at work.
Yeah.
Like she has always, from being very young, always been like my best friend and always supported me. Although we argue like so much, but it is what it is.
You can't. That's life. You do argue and you do get on.
And then obviously, apart from, I'm not gonna big you up, Fraser. I've done that many times, but Fraser supported me. But then there's a lady, Sandra. She has now more on a personal level. That woman has supported me a lot through everything. Again, I'm not going to go into that because it's more personal. And then my girlfriend, I wouldn't have the equipment I've got if it weren't for my girlfriend helping me budget. Straight up, I'd have spent all my money in a month, in a week, if it weren't for her. So I've got, again, this is because people like her are helping me save money and buy the right things and not just spend all my money on stupid shit.
Yeah.
Now I've got that off my chest.
Could I also say something? And I big you up all the time, but without your support and you teaching me stuff all the time about media and about podcasts, I wouldn't be doing this. There's no way I'd be doing a podcast. But with your friendship, it just seems a natural thing to do now. And I appreciate you.
No, 100%. There's nobody else I'd want sat outside of me. Sometimes you aren't the best. I'll be honest, mate. But you fucking sat there. You come here every fortnight. We get it done. You're learning. You're growing. You're getting better. We just need to work on that social media presence, and then you'll be there, mate. That's all it takes.
Yeah. We'll have to crack on with it.
One day we'll get there. Listen, we've got to take it. We've got to take it step by step. We're still quite new. We're only.
Do you know how to get to the top of Mount Everest?
By taking
you do one stage at a time,
and that's how it's got to be.
At a time.
I'm going to say the same as what I've said to anyone else that's asked. This year is our year to learn, man. We've got this year to make mistakes. Next year, trust me now. Next year, this podcast will go off, and hopefully, we'll start.
Exciting days.
I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, we're going to go off. I've got some big plans that I haven't spoke to these boys about yet, but that's coming soon. But yeah, so obviously I want to just quickly jump into the final topic. I've realised that we've been quite ranting on for quite a while. If you've made it this far, fair play to you.
Well done.
Thank you. But the last one I want to talk about is. To you, what makes a man a man?
What makes a man a man? Providing for his family, being honest, being upright, being truthful with his family, supplying the needs, supplying the love that they need, discipline where it's needed for your children, being a provider.
Yeah, provider and protector. Yeah. I will add a couple onto that. I do think that one of the main problems that society still has to this day is apparently being a man is being this big, hard, tough person that doesn't share their emotions, that's solid to the core.
Yeah.
But in reality, to me, a man is somebody that can share his emotions with the people that he loves, can provide and protect the people that he loves. Also have an understanding that you're not the only person now that should be making all the money and that should be doing all the providing. You have to understand that you will have a woman sat at the side of you that is equally as strong as you.
Yeah, or not, if not more.
Yeah, and I think that is one thing that is very important. To be a man now is you have to understand that we are not the the dominant sex, as they say.
No, we're not.
And the sooner that's accepted, the easier life will be. My girlfriend is the breadwinner, straight up. I will never deny that. She's a harder worker than me, and she's the breadwinner in the family.
Yeah.
But then I also think it's very good that as a man should also understand the when it's time to step up and take charge in situations.
Yeah.
I think that not every, and there is a lot of situations, especially when it comes to around kids, where a man will have to understand that the mother will naturally take a lead on it. Just so nobody gets triggered. That's not saying that women are better than men at raising children. So don't, why are you saying that? Right? That's just saying that I think it's quite important for a man to understand that is the role that that if the mother wants to take that role, we should respect that. Whereas
absolutely,
that's only like 85% of the time. Obviously, there is times where the man will take the lead in that situation.
Yeah.
In my household, it's 50-50. We take turns at doing everything. Whereas a man will probably take the lead when it comes to an intruder coming in house. Realistically, unfortunately, as a man, you are probably going to be the first person that gets up and goes down them stairs.
Absolutely.
Because there is nothing more scary than somebody coming in your house whilst your children and the people you love are in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I agree with the providing side.
Yeah.
But I also want to say that providing in the right way. Now, I know that there is people out there that don't have the best of opportunities.
That's right, they don't.
But if you just take to selling drugs or crime, I'm just going to say how it is. You're not showing your child that there is ways out of it. All you're showing them is a cop out.
Yeah.
I could ring up multiple people tomorrow, set up shop, and be slinging all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I know them people.
Yeah.
But I don't ever want my kids thinking that is the way to go.
Yeah. It's making that look the correct path.
Yeah.
It's an easy path.
And
compared to what we do and other people.
Yeah. And same thing goes for that. You can't get a job. Join fucking army. They'll make a man out of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one thing I wish I'd have done. I wish I'd have joined the Marines when I had the chance. I went to join Marines and I chickened out. I wish I never did. I wish I went and I did it. Because I honestly believe that would have made me a much better man than I am now.
Yeah. And you look at the different choices. You're on about drug dealing. The end of drug dealing is going to work one of two ways. You're going to end up dead because somebody's pissed off with you, or you're going to finish up in prison. That's the two endings, really. Whereas good hard work, you can't beat the feeling. I can't, knowing that I'm earning some money, that I can take my wife out for a meal, that we can do this, that, and the other, and knowing that I've got a bit of pride in myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need. We need self-pride, to stand up and be counted.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. But yeah, I mean, we've covered pretty much. I think we've done all right, to be fair, considering.
I think it's been okay, yeah.
One thing I do want to say is, the next podcast we have a returning guest. I'm going to leave you guys to guess who that is, and we will be speaking about how hard it is for musicians to get radio play, etc. Trust me when I say this, it's going to be an absolute banger. He's a good friend of the podcast, and hopefully we'll smash it. Yeah, You know,
I think you're just giving it away there, mate.
I probably have. I realised as I said it. But anyway, friend of the podcast is coming back next podcast. I thank you very much if you've made it all the way to the end of this. I'm surprised that you have.
That we're
please
grateful.
make sure. Yeah, we are very grateful. Please make sure you follow all of the links that are in the description, the Facebook, the YouTube, and the Instagram page. I will also link my TikTok page in there for anyone that's interested, because we spoke about it in this one. We have been the Chat Down. I hope you've enjoyed. Peace.
All the times that I tried to do them, fake friends, loose ends, cut them. All the times that I read for you, numerous times that I got back them. Late nights in the walk, I was counting my days. Mum can't stand me, she hate my ways. And me, I had a free do too. I do what I do, I'm gonna make my moves. And I come back home, I couldn't see my niece. But I get it, I was in these streets. In a trap, man, I wouldn't come home for weeks. Few times almost lost my life, and that's crazy. But the road's done made me. A lost boy saved me. A lost boy saved me. Give myself to the roadside and drop, I'm a trap boy, yeah. Done this shit for my whole life and drop, I'm a trap boy, yeah. Trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy. Trap boy, trap boy, trap boy. Few times been overlooked. Done my work, you can buy the book. Ask my block, I done my shift. All them times that I took the risk. All them days that I gave away. Not one man try and pave the way. Look right, you gon' see they left. 9 out of 10 won't see me dead. Cold red, green light for them. All them times I would slide on them. No time for them. No time for them. Give myself to the roadside and drop, I'm a trap boy, yeah. Done this shit for my whole life and drop, I'm a trap boy, yeah. Trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy, yeah. I'm a trap boy.